What's happening, friends? Welcome to Podcast Unlocked, the pre-penultimate E3 edition.
Wait, isn't this the penultimate? Isn't there only one left?
No.
Pre-penultimate.
I thought next week.
I'm making up things that
No,
don't
wouldn't
exist.
it just be penultimate?
No, that's next week.
Oh, okay.
Next week's the last show before E3.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, checks
No,
out.
then today would be penultimate, and next week's would be the ultimate pre-E3 show.
Ooh.
Well, but it depends if you're starting, if E3 is
This is
the
great radio.
target.
Yes.
I'm interested. I don't know what's going
Next
to
week's
happen.
the penultimate E3 show.
Yes.
Surprise
Yes.
knife fight.
Correct.
Yes.
Because our E3 show, by the way, I think we mentioned this once before, but worth mentioning again. Our E3 show is, it airs at 11 a.m. live, and it is the post show.
Yeah.
It's us.
Yeah.
It is the people you see here, except for Destin, because apparently you have to produce things and
Yeah.
do all important.
Yeah,
What?
so I feel like we should plug that better.
Can we
I don't-
address the dog in the room?
Oh, yeah, also there's a literal dog in the room.
It's Maggie.
Maggie
Hi, Maggie.
has been at work all week, so if I die, just
It
know
was worth it.
that I buried all of my money under a tree with an
In a
X on
banana
it.
stand. There's always money in a banana stand.
$150,000 lying on the walls of the banana stand.
Well, you live in San Francisco. There's not that many trees, right?
I live in San Francisco and I don't have
Also,
any
there
money.
are no children.
That is
Yeah.
true.
We
We don't
really
allow
rarely
them.
see children in San Francisco.
Yeah, I
we
worked
don't allow
at a coffee shop for 3 years before I was in the games industry, and literally in the third year, a kid came in and ordered a hot chocolate, and I was like, "You're the first child I've ever served, like the
Yeah.
first person under probably
It's
18 I've
like
ever
every
served."
time that I see a kid in this city, I'm like, wait, what?
And
Where do you live?
And usually question,
What
maybe
are
it's
you
just
doing?
a very small man.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
a tiny man, which
Yeah.
is it's really strange. I've never been to another city that's like that.
It's very strange, and I don't know what we're doing right now.
Yeah, sorry.
This is
Xbox.
super weird.
Xbox podcast.
It's very interesting, but can we plug how people can actually watch the Xbox C3 live stream? I don't know
Yeah,
how to-
including us
Yeah.
on the live show.
We will be on that. I don't know how to.
You're just
I'm
setting it
asking
up.
you. I actually don't know
yeah,
how.
No, the
IGN.com/E3.
well, on the site, of course, just
Yeah.
IGN.com or the
Or
front
that.
page. Front page works.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, seriously, the Xbox One app is probably the best way because it's a great. We don't even have ads on that, do
No,
we?
I don't think so.
I'm not sure.
There's
that might be a secret.
has to be ads.
Surely.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, big TV, all the conferences, all our
Yeah.
cool live demos. Like we're premiering Mafia 3, big gameplay,
Yeah.
new gameplay chunk. That's on
Yeah, all that stuff starting Sunday morning.
Sunday morning. Yeah, so it's going to be
Yeah, and we'll be streaming
Really
on
good.
everything we always stream on YouTube, Twitch, all that
yeah,
stuff.
Your
So,
phone too,
yeah.
if you
It's also
happen
just
to be
really
out and
exciting that
about.
it's basically going to be like an episode of Unlocked on
Yeah.
the live stream,
Yeah,
which is really cool.
immediate thought, unfiltered thoughts. I'm sorry I used that term. That's
It's
your term.
okay. Tried to get
Trademark.
Phil Spencer, failed.
Yeah.
Didn't work
Turns
out.
out he's busy during E3.
Come on,
a little
Phil.
busy. However, got someone else who's going to be hanging with us in place of you.
Phil Spector?
He's
He murdered someone.
Yeah, you might want to wear
literal
bulletproof
spectre?
vests.
Oh wait, that's a Mass Effect reference.
A literal Spectre. I'm going to
An
understand
actual
the message.
spectre? You got
Yeah.
Shepard?
I was thinking of a spooky ghost.
Yeah.
A spoopy
Oh,
ghost.
there are so many levels to this.
There's
It's
Also,
three.
did we
Keep
introduce
going.
ourselves?
They know who we are at this point.
I'm Alana. Greets.
I guess it's always somebody's first episode, right? And
Yeah.
in those people's cases, also their last episode.
Yeah, for this one.
Ryan McCaffrey, Destin Legary, Alana Pearson, Marty Sleva.
Yes.
Hi, everybody.
I remembered everybody's name correctly, right?
did.
Very well.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was good.
Thank God. And yeah, a bored Maggie the boxer down just between the
I don't
chairs
think
here.
she's bored. She looks chill.
She's like, whatever. I don't care what you're talking about.
Get to the Xbox news, goddammit.
Yeah, that's
Tell
really
me
all
about
she
Fable.
cares about. We will get to Fable, but first, you had wanted to bring up. You finally finished. Finally finished Quantum Break.
Hey, it was like 2 weeks
No,
ago.
that was time jokes. Hey, you haven't finished Uncharted yet.
No, I haven't.
I haven't either, so please don't.
We're not going to
not gonna
spoil
talk about
Uncharted on an
Uncharted on this
Xbox.
Oh, this would be the place to do it.
No one would care. Yeah, I really, really, really liked Quantum Break a lot. I was really surprised by the plot. I don't know. I feel weird saying that because plot
The
can also
plot?
include characters and like plot kind of includes
Story.
everything. When
Yeah.
I'm saying that, I mean like the actual progression of the story and
Yeah.
the
Why do you
twists.
say plot
and,
that way?
what?
You were like, plot?
Oh yeah, because
It's like an
I don't
overarching
mean
term.
the characters, you know.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
I
okay.
mean it means a lot of things. I don't mean the broader plot. I literally mean the
The
story
through
progression.
line through the story.
Yes, it was really good, and honestly, probably one of the best video game plots that I've encountered in a AAA game in a really long time. Would you agree with that?
I don't know. I don't know if I would quite go that far, but I will say what I appreciate about Quantum Break, why I love it in the end, is because it tried something. It tried and succeeded. It did something legitimately new that's never been done in video game storytelling before.
Yeah.
By fusing that live action stuff,
Which was also
with
very
the gameplay
interesting.
stuff, giving the opposing side to the story on a thing that you just sit there and
Yeah.
watch. But not in the Metal Gear Solid 4. Or,
Here's 40 minutes of cutscenes.
Kind of right.
Yeah, yeah,
in the
absolutely.
actual, we shot this. It's a real
Yeah, and the
That's good.
very few times it's sort of been attempted in the past, it's generally been a failure, like
Yeah.
Defiance and
Yeah, Defiance was not a good attempt.
yeah,
I really
and just
wanna
any
buy a
FMV
Nissan.
games.
That really wasn't in. Those didn't fuse though. Defiance was a show.
And then there was also
and it was an
yeah,
MMO.
I guess
Right,
this
but the
is
they
show
never
was like
came
kind
together.
of
Yeah.
influenced by what happened in the MMO.
but this was like, I mean, legitimately in Quantum Break, don't you need like, you're like, here is the gameplay section. Now you will watch this.
Correct.
Now
Yeah,
you will play this. So
You
it's
make a
pretty-
decision,
yeah.
and then it affects like what you've found in the game actually changes the story a little
Yeah.
bit too. It's
in
really
a
cool.
kind of bad way. Like, the quantum
Yeah, yeah,
ripples,
yeah.
it'll just like, if you find something, there'll be like
A
a very
brief
brief
scene.
second where someone references it that doesn't make any sense to the scene in the plot
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's very awkward. They're like,
Oh,
did
hey,
you see
look,
that on
that
the
thing.
news yesterday? All right, anyway, like,
Yeah.
it's not well done, but
Yeah.
it's still cool that you feel like you have an influence over it.
I liked this one moment about the equation. It was like one of the first scenes.
Yeah, if you
and,
find
like,
the equation, and they're
yeah,
like,
I thought that
"Somebody
was
went in there
cool."
and solved it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was cool. There was also the character Charlie, who is one of the characters in
Lost.
the show. Not Lost. He's in the Quantum Break show, but in the game, you only ever, I'm pretty sure at least, you only ever see Charlie in emails.
Emails,
You read
yeah.
his emails, and you never actually encounter him.
Interesting.
And he's a really likable character, and once you meet him in the show, you read his emails like it's Charlie saying it. And I would say he's one of the main characters in the show, which is like,
He's one of the main characters in the story, despite him not
ever
physically
being in the
being in
game.
the video game.
Yeah, which is
it's interesting.
It's a really interesting way to do that. It's an interesting twice in a very.
We say interesting a lot.
I liked it a
There
lot
was stuff
also.
that I didn't like about it. Like, I really like the combat. I played it on hard. This is the kind of game that I feel is good on hard. But the last kind of few acts just threw combat at me a lot. It was like it stopped.
You had
kind
to
of,
run the gauntlet. Like,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
so many games is like, okay, well, we're near the end now, so here's every enemy you've ever fought, except lots of them all at the same time.
Yeah.
And it's just, that's almost always not fun.
No, it's
It's a chore.
It's
yeah.
so
To try to make it climactic, but it's
it's weird. The one game that does do that and succeeds,
Doom?
I thought recently was Doom. Yeah, Doom totally just does that. By
that's
the end of the game, it's like, here's everything, go at it.
But they made you more powerful.
yeah.
Like there was a lockstep
know how to handle it.
Yeah.
power curve
Yeah.
that went with that.
yeah. Quantum Break doesn't really make you a whole lot more powerful, and I mean, you can level up your powers by finding collectibles, which I'm not sure that I really like that system. I guess I prefer it if it was XP based or something.
The emails are fantastic.
The emails are really good.
I watched your dramatic reading thing. It was great. yeah.
That was a
Oh,
lot of
Mitch.
fun. I read the whole thing
So
when I found it.
the
as
question
emails.
now that we've finished Quantum Break is, should it get a sequel? Will it get a sequel? Do you want a sequel to it?
Yeah, without spoilers, does it sort of leave the door open for, like, could you envision what a Quantum Break 2 would be about?
No,
yeah,
I couldn't.
Well,
I'm like 3/4 of the way
I mean,
through it.
we'll have to talk off the air, but
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't because they set up the end of the world. Like, I don't really think that's a spoiler in that I can't comment
That's
on
ha-
why it's not or why it is.
That's
but
happened before though, and people just write around
find
it.
a way around it.
You
Yeah,
know,
I mean, the time travel mechanics or the way that their system of time travel works in Quantum Break is very solid and very well
Yeah.
written, and I think it's a really good way to write
we
about
have to
time
go
travel.
back. We built another time machine. We have to go back and undo everything that we did in the first game.
We're taking a time machine with us. Yeah.
But I mean, the point is that you can't, right? By the
well,
game's logic.
maybe they figure out a way
A way to do
around
that. Yeah.
You know, that's how you write a
Yeah.
book.
Remedy is so good at building worlds, like Max Payne, the one in the middle we won't talk about, and Quantum Break, Alan Wake. That's their best game. Like, I just want them to see, like, so few people get a chance, so few AAA developers get a chance to continually create new IP.
That's true.
Yeah, and
But it's
maybe
also because
they
new
could-
IP are hard to. It's hard to have a financial success on your first
Very
go
hard to
around.
market.
Sadly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean,
I-
I would love to see them do something new.
It's like
Yeah, I prefer that too. I think Quantum Break is a good game. It's solid. Yeah, there's issues with it, but I don't think that I want a second one.
I don't really think I do either. For as much as I enjoyed the game, it's like it was a fun experiment, and I'm not saying. Again, I thought the live action stuff worked, but
I did too.
Yeah, I don't think I need a season 2 of that. I would rather either have something new or an Alan Wake 2.
I disagree
Did
with
you
you
see
guys,
the Alan
actually.
Wake reference in
Oh,
Quantum Break?
there were 2 of them right in the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
only
like,
found one.
literally one that's almost literally one of
Yeah.
the first things you can even find, and then in the that first level, there's another one on a chalkboard in a
See, I probably
university
didn't see
classroom,
that.
which is
I like that.
one you
That
can
was cute.
stare at and just be like, that one you can wrap your mind around
Yeah.
for a while.
Yeah.
Well, I have to disagree with you guys on a sequel. I think it would be great if there was a sequel. They could definitely build upon what they've established here, correct some of the mistakes like that final encounter you discussed, and kind of tweak how the live action stuff integrates with the gameplay. Will they? No. I don't think it met like a huge sales goal,
we don't
to
know that,
warrant
really.
a
I feel
sequel.
like what you're saying is
Yeah.
that there is room for improvement with that game, and there totally was. But I don't. I just feel like it.
It
I
said
don't
what it needed
need
to say,
more of the
right?
same, right. I don't need more of
And
the same thing.
It's so
and-
interesting that Remedy tackled noir, horror, and sci-fi. And it's like I would love to see them do a completely different genre. Just like
That'd be cool.
Do
Go
something
all in
like
fantasy.
adventure or go full fantasy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
There are
always
some
for
things-
new IP,
Yeah.
but I'm saying like this is a cool world that they've established and cool characters. It'd be unfortunate to see it just all abandoned.
Yeah.
All that work that they went into world
As
building.
much as I mean, new IPs and new ideas are great, but how cool would it be after all these years and watching Remedy hone their storytelling prowess between Alan Wake and Quantum Break?
Ugh.
Just enough. Just show a little respect.
He hates his wife.
He really hates his wife.
How cool would it be to see Remedy take all that stuff they've learned and partner up with Rockstar and have
Dude,
another
Max Payne
go at
4.
Max Payne?
I would love
Yeah.
Like
that.
a really narrative-driven Max Payne, because we know that they invented bullet time.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that was their video
Weirdly
game
enough,
thing.
The line where I draw, I don't want another one of these games, and I do, is totally depending on. I don't know exactly. Like, I would totally be happy with Max Payne 4 for whatever reason.
I think it's
would be
because
really
it's
happy with
been
Max Payne 4.
3-4
Or a
years
reboot.
since Max Payne 3. I think for me it's like I don't want
It's been a
another
while.
one until a couple years later. I'm like, I want another one.
I guess I was like that with Gears. So I was like, I'm done. Gears is done. I'm good. And
That
then
was
they
that
waited
came
and-
out. It's been a while because it's been.
I was
by the
right-
way, yesterday, Casey Lynch kindly
Yeah.
pointed out was my 4-year anniversary at IGN, and Max Payne was before I got
Yeah,
here.
I was covering it at
So
1UP. So
it was probably 5
Max Payne 3?
years ago.
Yeah, I think so.
It's a good
Yeah.
long while.
There's
Well,
a
what-
very small handful of games that as soon as I finish it, I start it over again, and Max Payne 3 was one of those.
Yeah.
Like, I really
Well,
like that game.
Like, what do you want more, Max Payne 3 or Red Dead 2?
Well, that's not a choice that needs to be made.
That's a
Payne
choice
4.
they have to make
No, it
when they're
isn't.
developing
no,
a
not
product.
if Remedy's developing it.
Correct.
Yeah.
And also,
In a
they're
nice
obviously
fantasy
Red
land.
Dead 2 is super far along.
Yeah, Red Dead 2 is totally.
What's kept secret?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just kind of wanted to talk about the final boss fight as well. So I was playing it
Please.
on hard. It was stupid. I mean, it doesn't make sense with the rest of the game is the biggest thing. And when I first spawned, I died in like 5 seconds the first 2 times.
Yeah, and
because
you're
I
like,
didn't
why?
know what was killing me. And it doesn't tell you that because it introduces something in that final boss fight that never happens any other point. And like it stops you from taking cover, basically. You can only finish that boss fight by just moving really,
Yep.
really frantically the whole time. So it's like, this final part of this game is going to take you an hour, and it did take me an hour.
I'll
and
probably
it's
be
not
fine.
going to be like the rest of the game.
I just flail around the whole game. So.
That's it. Yeah.
I
So,
got
like,
this.
Anyone who needs help with it, I recommend just running constantly in circles around the outside, and there's an automatic shotgun at the bottom of the pool.
Run around in circles. My
See, I never
exact
even-
strategy for every game.
Yeah, I never even went in the pool. I was just like, I'm afraid to go in the middle.
I actually
wanna do
fell
it.
down there. That's how I found that there was an automatic, like a
happenstance.
fully automatic shotgun when normally I was using
Didn't
a
it get
semi.
all
So
wet?
it's
Empty
drained.
pool.
It's an empty pool. Yeah,
Don't worry about
I
it.
know.
Empty pool is the saddest pair of words in the English language.
Yeah, it's pretty upsetting. But with that strategy, I got through it pretty quickly, and also had a glitch that helped me out, so that was very convenient.
Oh, so that's another strategy. Try to get a glitch.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I
Break
managed
the
to
game.
trigger the glitch twice, so yes, like I managed to actually
Let the
make
boss
it happen.
glitch out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
well,
don't,
yeah,
but don't
effectively.
don't let a crappy last boss fight
No,
stop you from
because
playing Quantum
I
Break.
think the last act of that game is not very good, but I guess the middle part where I can't say it without spoilers, but there's just some really interesting stuff that happens in the story that's totally worth experiencing. That's really new and fresh and smart. It's a really smart game.
Yeah, I
like it a lot.
that's right at the top of my backlog that I need to go after.
Yeah, it's really worth playing.
What score did IGN give it?
I think we gave it an 8.0, if memory serves
Yeah,
I would
correctly.
pretty fair.
have
Somewhere around there.
guessed like a 7.5 or it's good, great.
High 7s, low 8s.
Yeah.
Check it out if you haven't already. We've still got actually codes for the PC version. If you enter Unlock Block Trivia Contest, you can get a free copy,
Nice.
Oh, darn.
provided you've got a rig capable of handling it.
How's that going to work when Microsoft like lets everything work cross-platform? Like if I get it on PC, do I have it on Xbox? Or is it still like
I think
We'll
that
see.
isn't
We'll
that
see.
already a thing for Quantum Break? I thought they started that with Quantum Break.
don't
Am
think
I
so.
crazy?
Well,
I don't think it was-
if you pre-ordered the Xbox version, you got a Windows 10 copy for free.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why we have a bunch of codes for giveaway, because people were like, "I'm playing an Xbox. I don't need this. Here, you guys
Yeah.
can have
Right.
it." And those people are very nice.
Hmm.
All right.
This next topic.
Next topic, Overwatch.
Yeah.
That's the flavor of the month.
Have you played it yet, Marty?
No, I
God
purchased
damn
it.
it,
I'm
Marty.
gonna play it tonight. I already said. Yeah.
Who are you going to pick? Bastion's the only one you need.
Is that the
He's the turret.
It's a robot.
Yeah,
He's a robot
I thought
turret.
that was gonna. I thought we were talking about the game, the Supergiant game. I was
Different
like, oh dang,
one.
that whole game's a
Bastion?
character.
Yeah, what do you think of it, Destin?
Oh, it's fantastic. Like,
we gave it a very high score. Vince gave it a
9.4.
9.4, I think.
yeah, it's really good. It has this amazing feedback loop where it's constantly giving you positive reinforcement for finishing a match, even if you lose. Yeah, even if you lose, like the sound design like inspires you to like get back in there and try it again. And they're also like really bite-sized matches, so
Yeah.
like you can hop in
5 minutes.
Yeah, like 5 minutes. You hop in, you experiment with a few characters, you find one you like, and then you just really hone in and learn the skill set of that character. I've been playing Bastion.
You've been playing Bastion?
I did it as a joke initially, but now I'm just kind of like, all right, everybody says this guy's like underpowered, but
What?
some say he's overpowered, some say he's OP. Like if you actually know how to
Which
combat
probably
him.
means he's balanced flawlessly.
Doesn't everyone?
okay.
The one thing I know
He's-
about this game is that everyone says that character's cheap as hell.
Real talk. Whenever I play Bastion, I get 10 plus kill streaks every single time.
That's because when you're playing at
Set up that
I don't.
turret
What's
and
your
let it
level?
rip.
What's your level? Player level? Like probably in the lower
14.
lower end. Yeah. So when you're playing your initial matches as Bastion, he's really hard to combat because people don't expect a giant turret coming around the corner, and they just run in. Like a lot of my teammates are stupid. A lot
I
of
mean,
other
it's
people I play
because
are
you can
stupid.
kill a player
Real talk from
in
Destin
like
McGarry.
a second or two, the really far range with Bastion while you're like camped around a corner before they even notice that you're there.
Yeah. Well,
Like
the
I know
thing
that
is,
Genji is a good. We could get really into that.
yeah. So like,
But Genji's a good counter, but it's only when Genji realizes that Bastion's there, which you just have to move where you're planted. Like,
so
I
if your
just
team's
destroy
communicating,
people
you
with
get.
Bastion.
If your team's communicating, that happens. The one
That's
person
true.
you
Then it never
communicate, you
happens
work
again.
together, you
Sounds like
take
you
up
guys
the
are trying to
Bastion.
organize like a drug deal.
Yeah.
Man, if just Bastion and Genji communicated with each other.
Yeah.
sounds like
He's
a
easy to
romantic
combat
novel.
if you have a team that's communicating and working together.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you don't, yeah, you just get kills like crazy.
I mean, I
But
stopped
at
playing
higher-
as Bastion because I was doing so well with Bastion.
Yeah. At higher levels of play, though, you kind of have to adjust your strategy. And I'm trying to like
Yeah.
do that.
That's a really good
You're
point.
actually higher
That-
level than me. I'm like level 10. But
We're probably in the same pool though.
Yeah.
Like, I would think, but maybe when you're playing with like 20 to
25,
30, then
yeah.
people are smarter and know how to counter Bastion better. But
I think
So-
25 opens up ranked matches. Or
I don't think
something.
they have ranked matches yet.
You don't have ranked matches, yeah.
Yeah.
Something opens up
Yeah.
at 25.
Mm.
Or that's
Do you need a group of friends to roll with in this one?
Nope.
No, you absolutely don't.
Can you have a good time and still win in
Yeah,
solo
you
queues?
just have to be kind of logical with how you play a certain character. Like, if you have a Mercy on your team who's one of the healers, then you should always be protecting Mercy. So it's like you should, as a player, you should think, oh, we have that character. That character needs help from
She's a
this.
support
like,
character.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, you just have to think about it logically based on what you know of the other players. So
Yeah.
you don't need a team, but it's a lot of fun if you have a
I
team.
like that it almost
Yeah.
feels like a role playing game in that way. Like, hey,
Little bit.
this is the character you are. You have to play as that character.
No, you
Yeah.
definitely
Yeah.
do. Like, I started playing as Farah because there was an achievement that sounded easy, and I was like, I've got the achievements are all really interesting, and I like that they have character-based achievements that basically encourage you to play as multiple
Yeah.
players. It's a really good use of achievements, and Farah's achievement is actually not that easy. But I started playing as her, and I sucked at playing as her because I wasn't playing her right, and it was like.
You
well,
adjust.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, I just had to. It took me a pretty long time, but I just had to figure out how to play as Farah. And then when I did, I was like, this is great. So it's like there was this learning curve for each individual character.
I imagine myself switching to that character and be like, so she doesn't turn into a turret?
What do
This
I
is
do?
weird. What do
I
I
got
do?
other characters, and they're cool, but none of them turn into turrets.
So
Yeah.
Farah can basically fly, and she has a rocket launcher. So what I was doing was I would fly to somewhere high on the map and then shoot the rocket launcher below. But it basically wasn't working because rocket launcher's slow, so I could just never hit anyone, and I was up really high, and as soon as I noticed I was there, I was dead.
Yeah.
So what you actually have to do with Farah is play like Quake. You just have to jump around, and like if you tap LT, you just hover around, so you're really erratic and hard to hit with a rocket launcher, and you can get very close to people, maybe like 2 meters off the ground, 3 feet off the
No, that's
off
like
the ground.
I think that's like 5 feet.
Yeah, you're probably right. That's a lot more accurate.
Let's go with that.
How many pixels?
An amount of feet off the ground, and
Several
then,
whole
yeah, it was
feet.
like I figured that out. I figured out that I was playing wrong. It wasn't like an issue with the game or the character. It was that I was doing it wrong, and that applies to pretty much every character in the game.
I've watched a ton of the game. Haven't played it yet.
Oh, you gotta play it,
tonight,
dude.
but
so good.
I'm going to. I
it's
bought
really,
it.
really good.
I bought it. I'm gonna play it.
I'm wearing an Overwatch shirt, and I have an Overwatch hoodie, and it's like all I can think about at the moment. I'm like,
If you have a chance to try out Overwatch, like
Your hair
try
even
it. It
kinda
is
matches your
fantastic.
shirt.
yeah.
You really planned this out
kinda
well.
coordination. Yeah.
One of the things I think that's most impressive, though, is the first and third player animation. Like
Oh,
the characters
the
are
first player
animated
animation is
so
beautiful.
different.
Yeah.
Like it almost
character's
reminded me of like
character.
Firewatch. How Firewatch
Yeah.
had that very specific animation to it. Like every character has a very specific animation
So
that lends itself.
Junkrat has a peg leg, and because of Junkrat's wooden leg, the way that you walk, like even
You
in
can almost
first
tell.
person,
That's
is
so
like
cool.
you kind
Yeah.
of have a bit of a limp.
Yeah.
Like it's so well done. Like Bastion, the sight on his gun, just like each step just kind of like ticks, but it ticks at the exact same time, really, really perfectly because he's a robot. The animation is gorgeous.
Crazy that a Blizzard game is very polished.
And he's
Yeah.
super
I
cute.
think the maps aren't
yeah.
that great. Like there's some room for improvement there. I'm sure they'll introduce more, and I still always hate having to wait to find matches. That's
Yeah, I
the thing.
fired
Oh,
up.
yeah.
It takes a
Oh.
while sometimes.
Are you playing on Xbox or PC?
Xbox.
I'm playing on PC. Match waiting hasn't been that bad on PC.
I guess it's more so that sometimes there's just not enough players, so I'll get into a match and then we just get kicked out, and then I just have to
Oh, that
research.
sucks.
Like that happens a
Yeah,
bit.
I fired it up on Xbox and just started. I like that every time when I would die, I'd just be like, hold X to change character. So I just started
Yeah.
cycling
Yeah.
through
Yeah.
it, just trying everybody.
Yeah, that's what I did at the
And
start too.
the conclusion I came to was it really reminded me like it's a very hyper focused, purpose built first person shooter that's super polished. And I thought, and then it dawned on me like, oh, this Overwatch is this generation's Quake 3 Arena or Unreal Tournament.
Yeah.
Which back
Or
in
Team
ni-
Fortress.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
but back in '99, like
I mean,
those
people
were
are still playing TF2.
like that's
Yeah.
what Epic made a multiplayer only Unreal, and id made a multiplayer only Quake that were just like super good at the one thing
Yeah.
they were doing. Did she just pass
She
gas on
definitely
you?
just fought it. Oh boy. Oh, that's not good.
You do have the wrong end of the boxer pointed at you.
Good thing we're locked in this room for the next 30 to 45 minutes.
Very strong.
Oh,
Overwatch
it's
is
getting
great.
over. It's getting over here now.
Do we need to open the door? Open the door, Marty. Open the door.
Oh, Maggie, come here. What are you doing? Come on up.
All right, I think it's getting better.
Oh my
It's
goodness.
dissipating.
I'm gonna be honest. I've been
fine.
doing the show for 3 years. I think it's the first time that's ever happened.
Something foughted and
Sort of a
halted
podcast
conversation.
room Dutch oven.
yeah.
Overwatch. I almost never play multiplayer games.
It'd
I
be
just-
really weird for people that watch the video clip out of this. Like, what is happening?
There's a dog here.
We sure you there's a dog.
Yeah, I almost never play online multiplayer games. Like I played a bit of Destiny, and I played TF2, and I played some Dota, but I never get as excited as I am about this because I can never get quite as invested. But I think it's because, like you said, it's like role-playing individual characters, and that
Really
is
super
really
cool.
addictive. I like it a lot.
Did you say you were gonna? So there's proof that there is a dog.
Hi, Maggie. You like Overwatch too. Reinhardt's your favorite character.
Didn't you also say you're playing on? You bought multiple versions of it.
I tried to go and buy it on PS4 yesterday, but they're all sold out. So
Wow.
I'm going to try it again today. Yeah, because I'm playing it with my Australian friends on Xbox, and then I'll be playing with my US friends on PS4 because that's the console difference. More people in Australia still have Xbox, I think. So, yeah, it's a really good game to play socially too.
Yeah.
Yeah, give it a go if you haven't checked it out.
Yeah.
Do you like the loot boxes?
Yeah, but every time I'm like, skin,
Yeah.
and then if I don't get one, I'm like, God damn you. Like, but the skins are all awesome as well. Like, I like it so much. It's crazy. It's a really good game. Also, R.I.P. Battleborn.
Well,
Oh, God. I forgot that came out.
Right?
Well,
Wow.
Yeah.
it's now $40.
Did it really?
For
It
real?
was
Yeah.
discounted?
Is it really?
Yeah.
God.
well
Yeah,
done.
that happened. So that's the thing.
Ouch.
All right. So our E3 prediction show will be next week, so we can be as unwrong as possible,
Yeah.
as minimally wrong as possible.
There was also just things that
I predict Red Dead Redemption
there's
2.
going to be a bunch of pre-E3 events and things happening next week that we know about, so we sort of don't want to go until after some of those.
Yeah.
That way we will. Well, although we could just then we'd look like prophets if we.
Well,
Did it now, but-
there's a thin line between breaking an embargo and being a
Looking like a
prophet.
prophet.
Yeah. Shh. No, it's
I
fine.
predict there will be a Fable collectible card game.
Aren't
Wait,
you?
that's-
Look at what do you got? A crystal
yeah.
ball? No, you have a show planner. Yeah, we're going to talk about Fable's sort of kind of return in our news segment right after this. All right, news unlocked. Hey, Fable's back, you guys. Didn't
Yes.
take long. See?
They're doing the reboot? What are they doing,
all
Ryan?
worked itself out. Yeah, kinda.
We'll see in 30 days if it's gonna
Lionhead was working on a game called Fable Fortune, a collectible card game, digital collectible card game, of course, and it was pretty damn close to being done. Apparently, they're about ready for a closed beta, but Microsoft shut the studio down, and then they were like, "Uh-oh, we are so close here." To Microsoft's credit, they actually are allowing the developers. They've formed a new little studio called Flaming Fowl, Fowl, as in chickens, because you chase them and kick them in Fable.
I've done that.
Chicken chaser.
Oh, that's
He
really
chased
good.
Chickens.
That's really good.
I knew I had you on this podcast for a reason. So yeah, Microsoft went ahead and granted them the license, the Fable license, just for this. It's not going to be, these guys aren't now going to be able to go on to do Fable 4 or anything else. I mean, at least not as of now. But yeah, they were given the license by Microsoft to finish this game. Their Kickstarter has just launched. They're looking for £250,000, which amounts to 365,000 American dollars.
It's a lot of money.
Do you think they'll hit it?
It
I don't know.
didn't
It's-
have a super strong start, which is
Yeah, it's-
usually not a great sign. Because
That's
generally games make a bulk of their Kickstarter money in like the first day or two
And
and
in
the
the
last
end,
day,
right?
right?
I,
Yeah.
I don't think the Fable audience is like, I really want a collectible Fable card game.
No.
Well,
And it's-
here's the thing. I would really encourage anybody to. I've never been into CCGs. I tried Elder Scrolls Legends at PAX Prime, or East rather, and I could not have been more lost.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know what is happening, but I could see that. Oh yeah, I mean, they could totally be something that you really get
like,
into.
and
Hearthstone.
Hearthhone's huge.
Yeah.
Hearthstone's
with
enormous.
people that love
Makes
Makes
Hearthstone.
millions
And,
every month.
Gwent in The Witcher?
Yeah,
That
for
was
sure.
the best. Like, I
Yeah.
would buy that.
And if you watch their video, well, actually, we have like a 17-minute gameplay chunk on IGN. Why should I promote the Kickstarter video? Promote our own thing. But yeah, we've got a bunch of gameplay footage. And here's the thing about this game that I like, even though I'm not a CCG guy. It's more Fable than Legends ever was. In the
Oh, that's
short
good.
chunk, it's retains a lot of Fable. And in fact, in the Kickstarter video, they do the two creative leads that are interviewed in that talk a lot about how they really wanted to make sure that they were staying true to Fable and having all the Fable flavor and charm to it. So I salute the hell out of that. I
Yeah.
love that. And yeah, if you want to support Fable in general, or because you got to figure, I don't want to suggest
so-
what.
Sorry to interrupt you, but
checking it out.
just checking out where they're at. 27 days to go. They have raised $39,610 US, and their goal is 365.
That's only
That's
like
not very
11% of their
Yeah.
goal. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wonder with this, so they were working on Fable Legends and they were working on Fable Fortune.
Yes.
Fable Legends felt very done to me. I wonder if they were waiting to pair the two together. And then
Well,
there was
they
a
don't
point where like they had these two things that nobody cared about that weren't Fable 4, and Microsoft was just like, what's the point?
Maybe. I don't know. It's
Like, why? If you're working on something else, why wouldn't they have just released Legends?
Yeah, I mean, that's
Well,
still weird.
I think
Yeah,
if they had
right.
100K before the last week when they do their big push, they could hit this.
No way.
Yeah, I don't think so.
That's not how Kickstarters work. You're not
Yeah.
going to make that big of a leap.
You
I mean,
always
we're
you
really
always
talking
do a
about it now,
huge
though.
leap at the end. Like if the fan base really cares,
but also
they're going to make
generally-
that money in the
But
last.
does the fan base care? Because after 3 days, it only
well,
got
that's when
10%.
that's when you always
but,
find
but
out.
maybe they didn't know about it. Like I would consider myself part
This
of
is the first
Fable fan
I've
base.
heard of it.
This is the first I've heard of it. It's like if they don't have the Fable social media accounts behind them, which I kind of assume that they don't, it has to spread by word of mouth before that starts rolling. Like
Yeah.
maybe people don't know yet.
And that's the point I wanted to make about this is, well, it's two things. One, I think this kind of let Microsoft save a little face
Totally.
in the
Yes.
whole Lionhead situation.
Yep.
Oh, see, yeah, we're letting these guys finish this with the
really
Fable
nice.
license. But I don't want to suggest that.
Can you just do that voice for the whole
Yeah,
show?
well, that's
your
you
new
now.
Valley
So
Girl?
my favorite line from Fable is, "You're just gonna stand there like a lemon." It's just like there's
yeah, I've
a
heard that
mission
one.
in the first game where you have to like smash a bunch of boxes, and this kid's like, "Yeah, smash them up," and then if you don't, he's like, "You're just gonna stand there like a lemon."
Yeah.
It's very good. Anyway,
Sorry,
sorry, Ryan.
That's okay. That's what we're here
It's
for.
Fable. It's fine.
I just want to hear your lines from the game. This is great.
Yeah, your one woman show of Fable One.
All Fable.
Yeah. But not that I want to recommend to any of our listeners that they support something just for the sake of supporting it, but it does lead you to believe, especially with the slow start to this Kickstarter, if this doesn't get funded, is that going to discourage Microsoft from doing
Making-
anything with the
No,
IP
I don't
going
think
forward?
Further.
You don't think so?
No, I mean, I don't think.
It's a fair question to ask.
Yeah,
think it is,
totally.
yeah.
But I don't think this not being funded means there's no interest in Fable. I think this not being funded just might mean I don't want a Fable card game.
Yeah, I agree
Yeah.
with that.
Like if all the Rare people got together and were like, we're going to make a 3D character platformer, but it's a card game, I'd be like, that's
Yeah,
not
I wouldn't
what
count
I
Ukulele
want.
the card game.
Yeah. I don't think I'd
Ukulele,
get-
the card
Like,
game.
I don't like legitimately. If they were like, "Hey, Banjo 3 is a card game," I'd be like,
You'd
"What?"
put
I'd
a gun
probably
to your
cry.
head.
Yeah, I'd
Yeah.
probably cry.
Remember Donkey Kong Country? Well, now you can make Donkey Kong Country roller coasters in this new game, and that's all you do. You just make it's Roller Coaster Tycoon.
that
But
I
sounds
kind of
great.
want that.
oh, that's actually that's better than a card
You just
game,
don't
I
want a
guess.
card
So,
game.
yeah.
You've
That's
just upped
really
the
cool.
ante,
Are you
Dustin.
saying like Donkey Kong Country, like
Roller Coaster
level
Tycoon.
builder, but it's with roller coasters?
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
That sounds
yes,
amazing. Building
There
the
are
car
several
levels?
roller coasters. Oh yes, yes.
Thank you, Dustin.
Anyway,
Okay.
I
There's
don't,
your
yeah.
$1 million idea, Nintendo. You're welcome.
I'm with Marty on this, and that I don't think it will stop them from making Fable 4, but it could do the opposite, where if it does well, it could be like, oh, people still totally want Fable.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be a positive thing rather than a negative thing.
I think what Microsoft chooses to do with Fable versus what Flaming Fowl and these guys are choosing to do with Fable would be very different. And
That's also true.
I don't think the franchise is necessarily dead. I hope the
Definitely don't
franchise
think it's
isn't
dead.
dead.
Yeah.
It's too big of a
might be
name to
while
let
until
go.
we see it. Yeah,
Nothing
and it's
really
just
said.
Fable really has a flavor that other games don't have. Like it has it. When you say Fable, you think of just really cheeky charm,
Yes.
and I hope that we can continue to have that.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, our E3 prediction show's not till next week, but Sea of Thieves will ship this year, probably, I guess, maybe. I guess we don't really know. It'll probably get delayed. Everything gets
everything's
delayed.
I mean, it's an
But
online
then
game. They always get
E3
delayed.
2017 teaser trailer, Fable reboot with the Rare logo at the end. I'm calling it.
Banjo though.
There's room for, we can just hire
We
more
can have
people.
both?
Yeah, we-
Battletoads.
¿Por qué lo no
They've been
estás?
teasing that one for a while.
Did you speak Spanish?
Yeah, but probably incorrectly.
What did you try to say?
Why not have both?
Why did you know that?
From a tacos ad.
Yeah.
Why did you ask?
Marketing!
Yep.
Well, that's exactly why I asked.
¿Por qué no los dos? I think I say it wrong.
Most
No, I
definitely
think
say
you're
that.
right.
No.
Yeah.
So I don't know
I
what
watched the commercial also.
I don't know what the Kickstarter link is, or just Google
Oh, here, I got it.
Fable Fortune. Don't bother; it's fine. People can Google.
Kickstarter Fable Fortune.
Is Kickstarter where you like kick Ned
Wait.
Stark's
So
head?
No.
Oh no, it's Flaming Fowl.
game
Kickstarter.com
is-
/project/Flaming Fowl.
is the game Flaming Fowl or is the
No, the studio is.
the studio is Flaming Fowl? The game is still called Fable Fortune.
Oh,
right?
this
That's
this
great.
link's a disaster. Go to Google.
Whatever. Just Google it.
It's Flaming Fowl /project/Fable something dash something.
Yeah. don't
Slash
worry about
people.
Yeah, just go to Google.
it. All right. Next up,
or use Bing.
Don't do that. That's a horrible idea.
Correction, don't use Bing.
Xbox,
People at-
Bing,
I'll
Kickstarter,
bet people
Fable
at,
Fortune.
I'll bet people at Microsoft don't even use Bing. They're like Google.com. Corroborating last week's Xbox Scorpio rumors that we talked
Yeah.
about, Ars Technica reports that it has received word from at least one major developer making a virtual reality game scheduled for release on Xbox One as well as PC and PS4 in 2017. Fueling that Oculus fire.
So I didn't know this either, and then when you started reading that, I was like, "Oh, I'm so sick of talking about this new goddamn hardware." And then I was like, "Wait, what?"
You gotta just
so
bear with me.
exciting.
Yeah.
Take a walk with me on this one, Alana. It's
Okay.
fine.
Oh, so it gets less exciting?
No, it stays exciting. It gets
fine.
even more
Okay.
exciting.
It's all good.
This was it's still exciting.
The developer in question has not been revealed, but it is a, quote, well-known European studio
Line
planning
it?
a game in a, quote, established long-running
Fable VR.
franchise.
European studio. Who
European
could it be?
studio that is known in a known franchise, long-running franchise. And as I said, the
Long-running.
game is also due for release PC
European.
and PS4. Marty,
This game
it.
may have already been announced.
really?
Yes.
This might be the Battlefront VR thing that we know is coming to PSVR.
Oh, really?
Yes. I mean,
That-
it could be.
Is that- is that-
that's a long-running franchise.
Is that
That's a
being
European.
made-
That's a
But,
European
you know,
developer.
I
Who's the
thought-
European developer?
I
Oh,
thought
right,
about
Dice.
Dice too,
You're right.
except that Battlefront isn't a long-running franchise, really.
I mean, there's
Yeah, it is.
3 of
I
them
mean,
over the past
for the purposes
15
of
years.
this, it counts. Like, I mean, I
Right.
think
I
that would be kind of misleading,
I don't
but
know.
yeah, it counts.
That was my first
could.
thought. When you read the sentence, that was my first thought.
Yeah.
Granted, this could be a bunch of different things, but you have some different ideas.
Who else could it be?
So the couple that came to mind for me, and this one, so I'll give you one that's probably realistic and one that's a little out there. The realistic one, which I don't know if Ghost counts as a well-known European studio, but they make Need for Speed now, and there's no Need for Speed this year. So next year, there almost certainly will be. Could it be a VR-ified Need for Speed game?
Yeah, I mean, Project Cars works perfectly in VR. That's
Yeah.
possible.
Rare
very
Banjo Kazooie.
And then
In
the other
VR.
one, the
Like
other
Lucky's
one,
Tale?
the crazy one I thought of was CD Projekt Red, well known. They're also mad coding geniuses. Could there be a VR-ified Witcher 3 sort of like Game of the Year
Terrifying.
compilation
I
thing?
think that would be very hard.
I don't think they do that.
They seem
that-
to relish the challenge.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, when they announced the PSVR theater mode, I'm not sure if it's called that for PSVR. Do you know, Marty?
I believe
it
it's
is-
called theater or cinema mode.
That's what it's called in
One of
Gear
the two.
VR,
One of them's
so,
on
yeah.
PC. One of them.
Yeah.
But
watch
it's,
movies.
It's basically that I've tried it on Vive, and you put the headset on, and you just feel like you're in a cinema because you see a
Bunch of seats.
very large screen, basically, and it's just one giant screen that it's so weird to think that it's actually very small because it's right on your face, but it seems huge, and you can roll back in your chair and be further away from the screen. And when that was first announced, a lot of people kind of just assumed that it would mean that any PS4 game would work in VR, but it doesn't. And if it were that easy to just port over, then I think a lot of people would be doing it. But I feel like you have to develop a game from the start for VR for it to work in VR, and The Witcher is huge.
Doing it in the
is.
fashion you're talking about is also like the crappy way to do it. It's just like you're in a theater and there's a big screen.
They
You
don't
can
have
play
to do
the
anything,
game.
is my point.
You know,
So
yeah.
it's like if it were easier to do, then they wouldn't have those theater modes at all, right? They would
Yeah.
just be able to like put it in VR. The theater mode and the cinema mode wouldn't even need to exist in the first place. They would just make it actual VR.
Yeah.
How hard would it be to adapt? I mean, you just put one in each eye, and you got to be able to move around.
I mean,
the FPS has to be
Coding genius Destin Legary.
the FPS has to be very high though, and I think that's where Witcher
60
would
per
like.
eye.
Could be
Yeah.
like I don't know
Yeah.
how it works, and maybe we should look into interviewing
Yeah.
someone about it. But
It has
I
to be
imagine
60 or higher per eye, otherwise you get sick.
Just said that.
that
I
would
know.
be
I know.
I think.
Well, I was adding, you get sick if it's not.
I
that.
think
Yeah.
much more likely than that, it's Ubisoft, either Paris or Montpellier, doing an Assassin's Creed thing, like an auxiliary
that could be.
component to next
Yep.
year's game. Because we know Ubisoft is
The Animus is basically virtual reality.
and Ubisoft has already shown a handful of VR
Eagle's
games
Flight
with
thing.
Eagle's Flight
Eagle Flight's
and
awful.
Werewolves Within.
Werewolves Within is amazing.
The Eagle Flight was not awful. It has a
Awful.
very nice scrawl
Truly
noise.
awful.
No, very great scrawl noise.
That game is entirely birds going scrawl, and
Yeah.
then when you have someone shoot something at you, it goes bah, 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 bah. So it's scrawl, bah, bah, bah.
Which sounds
It's
amazing.
terrible.
That's what techno music's
It's
like. I
so
got to
bad.
kill kill Palmer Luckey in that game numerous times. That's the only time I'll ever be able to beat a billionaire in something.
Brought to Xbox, but can we also
No,
talk
they said a
about
long-running
Mirror's
franchise.
Edge. Who's making Mirror's Edge?
Dice.
Right.
Also, if you try to play that in VR, you would die.
Blah.
You would vomit everywhere.
Oh, that would be incredible.
I mean,
Except it's not
Played
a
it.
long-running franchise.
There was one other one a few
was a
years
bubble
ago.
yeah.
Long running.
But we should also talk about how this would work.
Literally, I see where you're going with that.
That was really dumb.
Oh my God! What if
That's
it's
very
just
smart.
a play on words, and it is Mirror's Edge? That'd be great.
Long running, guys. Get it? You're
Or
like,
it's
that's
like
still
Dying
false
Light.
advertising. We're suing you. But we should talk about how this is going to work. Like, I feel like I've been saying for a few months now that I think Oculus is eventually going to be compatible with Xbox One, and I want that so bad. Is that what this means?
That's what they're working towards.
It, sure
has
seems
to be,
like
right?
it.
Yeah.
I mean, the Polygon and Kotaku rumors that we talked about last week, they're the outlets that broke all this. They had reported that it was just talks between Oculus and Microsoft. So this could be a developer that's simply planning ahead, maybe, and just kind of like, all right, well, the code bases are similar enough. Let's just assume this is going to happen. Could mean a number of different things, but
Do we believe this source?
I mean, I think we're
it's
all...
ours.
trustworthy?
Yeah,
it's
Ars
Ars
Technica
Technica.
is-
They're legit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I mean, I think we all assume that by the end of this console generation,
They're going into
Oculus
it.
will
Yes.
work on
Yes.
whatever the Xbox One is.
Yeah.
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 I finally tried the retail version. It's great.
Of Oculus?
Yeah, I was so
super
hesitant
It
to
is
try
really
it because
good.
the first two versions that we got in the office made me sick.
Oh, yeah,
Right,
totally.
me too.
You know,
Me too.
Oh, yeah,
and then I
the one
tried
we were
retail,
playing
and I was
Half-Life.
like, oh, thank God, they
Yeah,
finally got it.
it's much
You know?
better.
Yep.
Yeah. Oculus is fantastic.
All right. So we'll see about that. Now, let's talk about the Xbox One's price. The
Yeah.
internet went crazy thinking, price drop, Xbox One price drop. Yes and no. Andrew Goldfarb dug into this, as is his job at IGN. Turns out it is a temporary situation, but with a very,
It's so funny.
very particular end date that hints at what is to come. So the Xbox One is now $299 from now until June 13th. What's going on June 13th, Marty?
I'm going to take that week off.
You're just not going to...
Yeah, no,
the
this is
beach.
obviously leading up to the Xbox conference, the Microsoft conference on the morning. It's the morning of the 13th.
Morning of the 13th.
Yeah. And so I feel like we've said this every year. Don't buy a console right before E3. Everyone just hold off and wait, because at E3, this year especially, they're either going to announce for
clearly-
sure the Slim, something cheaper, something new coming this fall.
Slim Shady Xbox.
Microsoft listened and we're like, point counterpoint, Marty. $299. Buy one now.
Don't do that. Don't buy it.
What if you drop the price,
don't buy
Marty
it.
Sleever?
The Slim
Take
will be
that.
$299 as well.
Yeah,
it'll look
probably.
nicer and probably be even more bulletproof reliable
Yes.
than the one
Yeah.
that we already have is.
Yeah, this seems like they're just trying to clear out stock.
I agree.
Yes.
What
Yeah.
for?
Literally what we were just
We
talking about.
just spoke about
I
that.
know.
That's
What?
That is
leave.
like what's the opposite of a segue? A derail?
I don't know. I was lost in thoughts of Oculus Rift and segues. Sorry.
You realize you
Think
never,
about
you never
segues a
took
lot.
the Rift off. You're still in the Rift. You're
Oh
doing
my
podcast
God.
simulator.
But I never got off the bus. The Charles Gambino.
That was
reference.
very good.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So yeah, I think this leads right up to Phil on stage saying, well, and now the permanent new low price of the Xbox, $299. Here's a pretty new one.
Yep.
That's
I bet
smaller.
Phil goes on stage. I'm just kidding. No, I'm not just gonna.
so what
I'm gonna
makes you,
stab you in the eye with the pencil that I'm holding.
Ryan? What makes you think the Xbox One Slim will be the same price as the
Because
the
it would
$299?
be so stupid for it to be more.
Yeah.
Why would it? If it's the same internals with no, no
That's true.
GPU, like
But then, like, why would this be expiring on June 13th? Why wouldn't it just continue? Or
Because
maybe they're going to
they're-
make it even cheaper?
no, I just think
diminishes their announcement. Maybe.
Yeah, they can basically then at E3 say it's permanent, and they can tie it to the new box, and get everybody to forget about the old box and the whatever your associations are with that machine.
God, $299 is such a
And
good
like,
price.
here you go. Here's this pretty new sleek thing, $299. Come and buy one.
That is so cheap.
And especially
great.
because
For a console, that's crazy.
every, like if you just do a bit of legwork, there are so many bundle deals These things where it's like for
Yeah.
$350 you get like 6 different games.
Yeah.
What's the
And a second
PS4 at
controller.
right now?
50 more.
Yeah,
$349.
Yeah.
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 I mean, Microsoft needs to do this anyway. They need to compete. They're behind on hardware sales. They need to catch up. And hopefully, whatever this announcement is at E3 accomplishes that.
I mean, I'd love to see them be even more aggressive and
$250.
$250. They're like, come. We have a sick games lineup. Our box is $250.
Or it'll be like a
Come at it.
300
Come get it.
with a choice of 1 of 5 games or
Yeah.
something.
At
First-party games.
that point, though, they start running into the problem of they're selling an inferior product, and the customer
Yeah.
could make that association because it's so much cheaper.
Yeah, I studied
know?
marketing
And
actually.
but
at
let's
uni.
Yeah.
before the
That's the
fanboys
thing.
freak out. You're speaking on just pure hardware terms.
No, just on price terms. Like,
It's
Yeah, just
price
on price.
terms. Lana was talking about marketing
yeah.
strategy.
Oh, yeah.
In
Yeah.
marketing, they're like, if you make a product too cheap, even if you're still making
Right.
profit, people will think it's because the product is cheap. So
It
you
worked
have to
out
play
fine
a
for
price.
the
the
Wii.
Wii. That's like the one example of it.
Yeah,
Just working
that
out
is
totally
true.
fine.
But the Wii, I feel
But
like
they
is almost
launched at a
totally
low
separate
price
thing.
point. They didn't
That's
launch
true.
and then like
That is true.
way
Then cut it.
later they cut the price. But
Yeah.
Worked out for the iPhone, the original $700, $600 iPhone that then they cut like by a third.
Yeah.
Aren't they still
They
that
cut it
much?
100. The original iPhone
Well,
they cut by 100, but they had to like do something for the people that were early adopters. I think they gave them credit or something.
Something like that. But I mean,
Yeah.
they cut it. It was so fast that it was
Yeah.
like they had to do something for the.
We call that
Yeah.
battle borning.
I like, no, I
Battle
like it. I
burned.
like it. I like it. It's good. Yeah, it's a
I
good
can't
time.
make that joke when Andrew's in the room.
You just took that one and ran with it, didn't you?
That's my man. He's back.
I was like, wait, what? Oh. Mirror's Edge is being adapted into a TV series.
This is a great idea.
No, it's
Yeah.
not.
Why not?
Why
I think
not?
it works really well for this franchise.
Yeah, because video game movies work out so well.
It's a TV series.
The medium doesn't
but
matter.
it's a game about running. Like,
We just talked about how great Quantum Break handled television, basically, right?
right, but
I mean, it's
that's
not-
a premise about like time travel, right? That's something that I feel like exists in all mediums and has for a very long time. How do you make a TV show about
She's a
running?
mailman in the future, basically.
I'd actually
I
watch
mean,
that.
there is more to Mirror's Edge than her just running. There's a lot of like interesting political stuff, but
And she didn't start
it's still
there.
mostly running.
They probably start with her training. You know, like a coming of age story.
Yeah, they
or,
could make
or
it
just
like a
how she learned her skill
Similar
set.
to like a Daredevil. or
I think
Jessica
that's what the
Jones
game
kind of thing.
is. Because it's a
Kalos is a
Well, the
prequel.
first one, she doesn't know how to do all that running stuff. She already knows how to do all that running stuff. I'm talking
Yeah.
like when she was a kid, turning into an adult and having the skill set
I
to
think
deliver.
I
and do
read somewhere that
everything.
there are like moments of that in
Well,
Mirror's
yeah,
Edge
remember
2.
because the statue is kid faith and adult
Yeah.
faith on the other side, opposite sides of a wall.
We'll
So
find
the
out.
quote here is, "We clearly see Mirror's Edge as a franchise for the global TV audience," which is from Sharon Hall, the president of Endemol Shine Studios. It has a strong female protagonist, a wildly rabid fan base.
Hey,
Whoa.
I don't have rabies, okay?
It's like, you talking about dog? Like,
what are you talking about here? Maggie takes offense to this.
and a worldwide brand at Electronic Arts and EA DICE have done an amazing job establishing.
That we will now milk.
That's a really dumb quote.
Yeah, of course it is. But
Sorry, Sharon.
I actually do think this could work, provided I think a lot hinges on. I mean, of course, the writing and the acting, but if they don't prioritize the visual aesthetic of this, it's going to look
Yeah.
like a really like low budget, cheap sci-fi channel.
Yeah.
Just disaster.
Yeah.
I can see that.
That's kind of where I am with it.
Yeah.
I've just from Ratchet and Clank and Angry Birds to evidently Warcraft's not very good. Like I'm just every video game movie that I have hope in just
Not a
ends
movie.
up- okay, it doesn't matter. It's a non-interactive medium. It doesn't matter if it's TV or movie.
I mean, books and comics are often pretty good.
I think they have a
The Gears
higher
books are great.
chance
The
of
Gears comics are
success with a TV
Why?
property. Look at Preacher. Look at Walking Dead.
Yes, that's AMC. That's like studios like AMC and FX and Netflix and HBO. This is
You can obviously make
Endemol
that stuff.
Studios. This is going to be sci-fi level budget. This is going to be
Endemol
Defiance.
sounds like a
Yeah,
diarrhea
yeah, I
drug,
think you're right.
doesn't
Yeah.
it? Like an anti-diarrheal.
Endemol.
Endemol
I
has
need
certain
some
side
Endemol.
effects. Yeah.
I
don't
need
know.
something funky.
I guess, Marty, I'm just hoping that somebody figures out how to treat a video game property correctly and they accomplish this. I mean, it's actors, and if they handle it correctly, they can build up to all the free running sort of stuff. What's the name of it? Where
Parkour.
Parkour. Yeah, and they could accomplish what everybody else has basically failed at, like with the Halo show and everything. And I'm
What
hopeful.
Halo show?
Yeah, wow. That was a
the
thing.
terrible one.
I really like Forward Unto
The Halo show that never came out.
Rundown was okay.
Well, remember that you've just reminded me how the Halo TV show never came out. The Spielberg show.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
sorry.
not a thing that exists.
I was talking about
You're talking about the horrible one with Locke.
Yeah.
I actually went on the Halo channel the other day.
I'm sorry.
To watch them? Or?
Is it still
no.
really clunky? Is it better? Is it a little smoother?
It's not great. It's because I got a terminal in Halo 1 Master Chief Collection.
Oh, that's
it,
so
took me there,
annoying.
and I was like, screw it. I don't care about the terminal.
I can't even remember the name of that horrible Nightfall.
Halo Nightfall.
I think so. Yeah.
Nightfall was a thing.
It was Nightfall.
Yeah.
The thing with the dude from The Good Wife, the guy who played Locke. Yeah.
Anyway, I would love to see somebody
So
do
bad.
it right. I feel like with the subject matter of a game like Mirror's Edge, they have a chance to get it.
I agree. I mean,
I have zero faith. God, I didn't mean that. I didn't mean
That was
that.
good.
I did not mean that.
That was good.
I didn't- Don't clap for me. I don't deserve any of that.
I don't want to say that I don't think that video game movies can be good. Like right now, none of them have been really that I've seen, but I don't want to rule it out.
Honestly,
That's in the top 5.
the top 5's like number 1.
I think Assassin's
It
Creed looks
is,
pretty good.
yeah.
Yeah, we thought Warcraft was gonna be good.
But my point is,
I never thought Warcraft would be good.
Assassin's Creed is that is my final, that is the one
The last straw.
the one I actually have faith in because of the director and because of the cast.
I want to say because of the source material, right? I think if you have, why would you ever make Warcraft into a movie? To me, that doesn't make any
The
sense.
trailer was rough.
Oh, I
Assassin's
love
Creed.
I
the
really
trailer.
like the trailer.
Really?
I
Yeah.
adored the trailer.
Yeah.
Trailer looks like they've figured out how they're going to adapt it into a movie and do
The
it
guy who
smartly.
made Hamlet.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
really
Or
good.
Macbeth.
So I think, if you have the right source material, making Angry Birds and Warcraft and fighting games into movies doesn't make sense.
Did anybody watch the Ratchet and Clank movie?
Yeah, I
Yes.
reviewed it. It was very bad.
we didn't.
Oh, really?
I mean, it wasn't good.
That they even cheated by it. That was a cartoon. Yeah. Like they couldn't
Yeah.
even
They stripped cutscenes from the game.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't. I didn't think that it was terrible, but it was not.
I think alongside the game is a much better movie than the movie.
Absolutely, yes.
What about Prince? Sorry, I'll stop
Does that make sense?
interrupting.
It
No,
does.
it's fine. So I don't think that Mirror's Edge is a good source material. I think Assassin's Creed is a great source material to turn into a movie.
Also,
it makes sense.
big
Just watch
budget
Run Lola Run.
Yeah.
Came out in the 90s.
I mean,
It's about a
Uncharted
girl who
makes
runs a
sense.
bunch.
Uncharted basically is Indiana Jones. Like that makes sense. That's why Tomb Raider movies are all right. Like because that translates really well. Mirror's Edge doesn't.
Yeah,
Like, how do you?
I started off as a joke. Actually, just go watch Run Lola Run because that's a movie about a girl with cool hair who's running all the time and she keeps dying every 15 minutes and restarting her day. And that's just a video
Wait,
game.
really?
Yeah,
That sounds rad.
it's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very good movie.
It's
Well,
French.
never mind. Okay, Mirror's Edge will work then.
Okay. No, that wasn't my
So we'll
point.
see. I mean, we don't even know if this is going to make it to air. We don't know what network.
Yeah, it's amazing how
so-
much we just argued about things.
Yeah, because there's also. Hey, remember the Halo movie that Neil Blomkamp and Peter Jackson were working on? Remember the Bioshock movie that Gore
Written by
Verbinski?
Alex Garland?
Yeah, exactly.
The Halo
That's a
movie
really good
doesn't
script.
really make sense
Dude,
either.
that script is really good.
What, the
one?
Halo movie?
Yeah.
Really?
Written by the guy who wrote 28 Days
Ex
Later.
Machina.
And
You have the
Ex
Halo
Machina.
movie
Oh
script?
my god, I love
I
Ex
never read
Machina.
it.
Yeah, I
gotta
got a
dig
feature
that
about
up.
it. One up.
Bioshock would totally be good.
Yeah, but I'm just saying all these movies have been in development hell for like the better part of a decade. Uncharted, like Seth
Yeah.
Rogen was attached to Uncharted at one point. See, you're not the only one who can do impressions, Lana.
chickens. What? You're just gonna stand there like a lemon. I'm sorry. There's that one trader who sells you candy at stuff, and he's like, "Trader."
I haven't played the first Fable in like a decade, so you keep making these
sister's
references, and I'm like, I don't remember.
All
You
those
should play that game
references
again.
like remind me of all the hours I spent in that world and like
dude,
killing
seriously.
everybody. I'm just like, oh man, those games were fantastic.
It's so good.
Fable
Okay.
reboot, Phil. To make it happen, Rare LTD.
Once
Come
the
on.
summer gets slow, let's play that for the channel.
Yeah.
Yes.
First Fable.
A
Yeah,
Fable
we're gonna
TV show.
We're going to
just
start
kidding.
that after E3, by the way. Because we got to do.
Also, Mass Effect.
Mass Effect,
We have to
yeah.
do Blinks,
I have to do Blinks.
Mass Effect.
I still have to
Fable
do
1.
I still have to do Duck Dynasty.
Oh my
That's a little lower on
god.
the priority list, I'd say, but
You should review Duck Dynasty on the channel.
Okay,
You should do that.
finally put that to bed.
Yeah, but just like do a really casual like to camera thing that I'll like edit on iMovie and we'll just chuck it on the channel.
Oh,
That's such
my
a good
goodness.
idea.
All right.
Yes. YouTube.com/IGN Unlocked, ladies and gentlemen. Marty's finally going to review Duck Dynasty.
3 years in the making.
Plan your holiday accordingly if you are fired up about big time shooters. 2 big first person shooters are coming within 3 weeks of each other. And that doesn't even include the inevitable. Actually, Call of Duty confirmed their date, right? November 4th, I think it is.
Yeah.
So at a Bank of America Merrill Lynch Global Technology Conference, the CFO of EA, a gentleman by the name of Blake Jorgensen, said, quote, Titanfall 2 is planned to launch roughly 3 weeks from Battlefield 1. Now, we don't know if that's before or after, but either way...
Seems like after.
Probably after.
3 weeks is a pretty good amount of time.
He probably would have phrased it differently if it were before,
yeah.
I would suspect. But yeah, that's a little surprising to me. I mean, EA is sitting on 2 of the biggest shooters this holiday, 2 of the biggest games, period, this holiday in the form of Battlefield 1, which, isn't it the most liked trailer?
Video game trailer in YouTube history?
Right.
I mean, but that just has to be a parody because of Call of Duty.
I mean, that was part
That's
of it,
gotta
for
be a
sure.
joke.
But nevertheless, there is...
It's a really good trailer.
Right, and there's serious interest in Battlefield. It's going to be a big game this year.
We actually did get a comment on the YouTube channel where people were like, one person was like, "Did they really care about this game? Why do you like it? Or are they just pretending to because they think other people will like it?" I'm super interested in
I think
Battlefield
it's
1.
cool looking.
The Battlefield fan base is way more vocal than the Call of Duty fan base.
That's probably true. Yeah.
They are very.
It's a different kind of
serious
audience,
about that
definitely.
franchise.
Yeah.
And then Titanfall 2. If I were to name 3 games I'm most excited for this fall, it's in the top 3. That's in there.
This is the first year in a really long time that there's been 2 shooters that are coming out apparently within 3 weeks of each other that I intend to play both of.
Yeah. And then you've got Infinite Warfare in there as well, in that same window.
We were talking about franchise fatigue before, and that's like what happened with Call of Duty. That's why Assassin's Creed is taking a break.
I wonder if Call of
But
Duty
I'm just
will do
saying,
that.
there's going to be a lot of first-person shooter action in a very short amount of time.
Yeah.
For those of us with wallets that are wobbly in the knees, they're like, help me, help me.
Yeah.
It's strange that he would even give that quote, but I guess we're going to get the proper date at E3.
I mean,
I'm sure.
so I don't know what this kind of thing is, but I guess that this might be for investors.
Yeah, it's clearly a bunch of suits. We're at a
So
suit fest.
I can imagine that being like an investment thing. Like, this is our
they've
plan,
already said
invest
it's
in our
coming out in
game.
Q4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I would imagine it's going to launch probably the week or 2 before Thanksgiving.
And their business suits, drinking champagne, cheersing,
Yeah,
talking about games.
That's what I
coming
do
out.
every night.
So Battlefield 1 is
seen it.
October 21st. This means, Titanfall 2 is in the middle of November. What else is in the middle of November?
Well,
Tons of stuff.
usually Microsoft puts slots something.
Because Gears
Yeah.
is the beginning of October.
September through November is nightmare
5th?
time for reviewers.
Is it that
so-
early, or was
Yeah.
it like mid-October?
I don't know.
I'm
Funny,
blanking out
it's
now.
Max's birthday in November, and he was planning to invite a bunch of people to go away for his birthday, and then it was like, oh, it's November.
It's review season.
Everyone's
gonna be
All my
reviewing
friends in the
games.
games industry.
Never mind.
And then December, it's like dead.
Yeah, and January usually is too, and it's getting better. Yeah, I always look at November like, god damn.
And now
I'm so
August
sorry.
is No Man's Sky too. So
Yeah,
it like
'cause of that
starts.
delay.
Man,
starts in
Sky 2 is
August.
coming out.
Also,
It's going straight to
No
the
Man's
sequel.
Sky
Yeah,
also.
if you have both Battlefield 1 and Titanfall 2 on your calendar, on your wish list, you've got 3 weeks to plow through the Battlefield campaign and get good at multiplayer before Titanfall 2 comes out.
practice up using
With
Overwatch.
its campaign and
Should play
multiplayer.
Overwatch.
Yeah, I mean, that's I feel like every September, October, November is you have 1 week to consume this game and now it is on to the next video game.
Pretty
It's like,
much.
oh, jeez.
Like the
I think that
Independence Day aliens.
Yes.
both of these games should have a lot of longevity. They
The
should be
EA
able to play
hopes
them for
so.
a really
Yeah,
long time.
I mean, assuming
Yeah.
they're good.
Yeah, assuming they're good. Yes.
All right, that's it. Let's talk about things we can spend money on, Alana.
Marketplace report. I feel like I should do a cool intro song for that.
No,
Marketplace
let's-
report.
That was a cool song.
Thank you.
That was it?
Oh, that was a question. Oh. All right, retail. We have One Piece Burning Blood and Dead Island, the definitive collection for $40.
F off. Another $40 backwards compatible.
It's actually a
been doing
major
Let's Plays of that
improvement.
with Brian.
It looks very good.
Yeah, it's the 2 Dead Island games, and it's this retro 8-bit endless runner thing
Are they still
starring Jack
broken
Black.
as hell?
I don't know.
We have a
Dead Island was
graphics comparison
broken.
up on IGN. The definitive collection, like this Dead Island upgrade, it's a major upgrade. Like
That's
it
good.
looks much, much better at least. So
Well, that one's $40.
Too soon.
Digitally, we have.
Oh, yeah, I wrote down a couple.
It's
'cause I
pornography.
forgot.
XXX.
Yeah.
Like, is that
Or
actually
next
the name
Vin
of it,
Diesel
or
film.
No,
is-
BMXXX is coming back.
That's right.
Fraud.
What do you got?
Fragments of Him,
Close.
which is a Marty Sleeva joint.
Yep.
He didn't make it, but it's totally up his
Is it a
alley.
might
walking
have.
simulator?
It's a second-person narrative walking simulator basically, where you examine the lives of, you walk alongside this young guy on the day he dies, and you
Sounds interesting.
sort of are just with him as he
Dies.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's a Marty-ass video game right there.
It's a Marty-ass
video game.
Yeah.
Marty game.
Did you play that Dragon Cancer? Because it's
$10.
basically the same thing.
Yeah.
I still
Did you
need to do
cry?
that. I still need to do that.
No.
Yeah,
I
I need
did.
to play that.
It was
too.
very broken, but
I thought it was... Yeah,
Maybe
it's
you and I should do that together, and we can
That
just
Dragon
weep.
Cancer?
We can just weep together.
Sounds like a good bonding moment. Bring Maggie.
Yeah, we'll need her.
Okay, Maggie's going to ruin it because like the
Just
kid's
cry.
going to be dying and she's going to fart.
That's true.
then Alana will be like, ugh. As would anybody.
Yep.
And then she'll do a Fable impression, yeah.
And then something called Turn On.
And Ryan will do his Beavis impression.
Butthead.
Oh, sorry.
You gotta
Sorry.
Wow,
get
get it right.
Got it. Wow.
Destin, how long have you been on this show?
What
Are
was the
you
other
like
one, sorry?
dying of cancer right now or something? Is that what this game
Damn
was about?
On the marketplace, June Games with Gold, we have Goat Simulator on Xbox One, which I still haven't played, and Super Meat Boy on 360, which is excellent. All
That
month
came for
long, both of those.
free.
We have The Crew on Xbox One from June 16 to July 15, and XCOM Enemy Unknown from June 16.
Good
to
games.
June.
Good
Killer
games. All of them
lineup.
are good games.
That is a good lineup, yeah.
Fantastic. Be right back with trivia right after this. All right, let's finish strong with Unlock Block Trivia. Comes to us this week from Andrew Bond, who wins himself a copy of a video game. Everybody's going to mark their answers now. This is a good one. I knew this one because I've seen this movie and remember this.
I think I remember it too.
This is a pretty good try. And we were just arguing about the movie itself, actually.
I know it, so everybody's going to get it. That's how it's been going.
Let me pull
I
up
know
the
about it.
scoreboard while we wait. But Andrew Bond sent in this question about, remember the movie Grandma's Boy?
Yes.
I do.
I do.
There was a sort of, mock version of John Carmack in it. There was all sorts of weird stuff going on in this movie. But it is about basically a video game developer.
I think the reason I don't like Grandma's Boy is because numerous people I've met, when I tell them I write for a video game website, they're like, "Is it like Grandma's Boy?" And I'm like,
literally
just
never
say
heard
yes.
that.
"Oh my god, I've
Just say
numerous
yes
people
to
have
those
told me."
people.
No, I don't want to say yes to them.
It's really
Like, yeah,
funny if
that's
you-
what it's like. They're going to believe it anyway, even if you tell them what it's really like.
That's true. Prior to this job, my official title was video game reviewer for 2 years, and people would be like, "Oh, what games?" And I'd be like, "Everything." And they're like, "How does that work? They're different companies." I'm like, "I don't work for the company
Yep.
that makes the games and then review it for that company."
It seems like
It's
that doesn't exist.
It's
That's
very
called
hard
a
to
mock
explain
review.
to people. It's
not
like
public.
very difficult.
All right,
Anyway.
so in the movie Grandma's Boy, writes Andrew Bond, there was a game that ended up being developed in the movie, but then it was a real game developed by Terminal Reality, makers of...
Time splitters?
No.
Can we
that's pretty
guess?
radical.
I know.
No,
Can
the-
we guess for bonus
the
points?
redheaded female protagonist third-person action game.
Wet. Oh, Blood Rain.
Thank you. Blood Rain. Anyway, so the game that was used in Grandma's Boy was a real game developed by Terminal Reality, and it was going to be published by Majesco for the 360, and it was shown at E3 2005. The game was canceled before it could come out, but what was the name of this game? Was it called Nightmare, Entity, Demonic, or Bale's Keep? Do you guys remember? Everybody's marked their answer.
Pretty sure it was demonic.
Yeah, I wrote demonic as well.
We
I
all
s-
did.
I weirdly
Yeah.
kind of remember that.
You all
I
did,
think I
and you
do too.
are, and as what I have, you know,
We're all
whatever that
correct?
means. We're all correct.
Yay! I mean, yay?
Nobody
Yeah.
gains any. Destin, I like that Destin's upset because he doesn't
I
gain
mean,
any
we're just
ground on
killing
anybody.
more of Mitch, really. Like, oh,
Yes.
look,
I'm still 2 behind.
aren't you?
I'm
Dude,
beating
you're
Mitch.
beating Mitch now.
R.I.P.
Dude, that's legit.
He's buried forever.
Wait,
It's
did you give
over.
Alana a point?
I did. Yeah, she
Just
went
making sure.
3 to 4. She's hanging right in there.
What about Jose? Just kidding.
Jose's got 1. Larry Herb 1.
Steve Gaynor still at
Gaynor's
0. Yeah.
Mitch
Yeah.
has 6.
Sorry, Steve.
Destin has 7.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember. I haven't seen that movie in a super long time, but I remember, like, I think I even in that movie liked the sound design of it or something. Like, there's something about it, the way that it sounded, that seemed fun.
There were a few.
I don't remember.
Wait, the game or the movie?
The game.
The
Yeah.
game looked
Oh.
so dumb. It was starting like the most garish, dumb demon thing, and his name was probably Dominic or Demonic or whatever the hell that word is.
Did Terminal-
Dominic the Demonic.
Did Terminal
MySpace
Reality
name.
also make the Ghostbusters game? Was that them?
Oh.
I think you are correct.
Yeah.
I believe
I think
they
they're
did,
Texas-based.
which was really good.
Yeah.
The Ghostbusters game was excellent.
Yeah. And
I
then
did a Let's Play of that with
Dan
Jose?
Aykroyd. Oh, never mind.
No. Back when... I don't remember why the hell I did. But it was sort of recent for some reason, like a year or two ago.
Oh yeah, I used to live in Louisville, and they were literally down the block from my apartment. So, and they did the Ghostbusters game.
Where is that?
Texas.
In Louisville, Texas. Yeah.
Well
I'm familiar with Texas. I
Off
have
the
no idea what
corporate drive exit, off of the highway.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. They were like right there.
If you want to win an Xbox video game, send us your Xbox trivia question. Include 4 multiple choice answers. Note the correct one in your email. And send it to unlocked@ign.com. Can we go now?
Yes,
yeah, let's
please.
get out of here.
Subscribe to IGN Prime if you do not already. It helps us stay paid, employed, and podcasting.
Oh, the 3 Ps?
Close enough.
Employed?
Yeah, we're also like kind of toying with the idea of, don't know if it'll ever happen,
Don't.
but like doing
What?
podcast stuff behind.
We are?
Well, I mean, I don't know if this has been discussed in an official capacity, but it's been
First
like
time hearing of it.
people have like vaguely spoken about like having the uncensored episodes up, so like not bleeping swears behind Prime.
Which isn't that much
thought
of a
that was
problem
a
in this
joke
one,
Marty
but
made.
it's more of a problem with
I
Beyond.
mean, a couple of people have said
Those-
it.
those-
Yeah, we don't
those
really
boys are
swear
hard
on
to-
here, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Did Fran
Point
say
is,
it?
Prime's great. You should-
No.
Anyway, IGN.com/Prime,
Yeah.
$30 gets you a year of ad-free IGN, plus some free games.
And the nebulous possibility of cusses.
apparently,
Swearing,
apparently it's first
maybe
time hearing of
eventually.
it. And
You should also check us out on YouTube. We reply to comments on there, so you can chat to us about stuff.
But nowhere else.
Whoa.
Just kidding.
No, I'm in the Unlocked Facebook group. So you can go to youtube.com/IGN Unlocked or facebook.com/groups/podcasts Unlocked.
We respond to everything.
I don't respond to everything.
yeah,
That's
Well,
a big call.
I'd say that we check out the comments on multiple platforms.
Yes.
Yeah.
subscribe to that YouTube channel. Let's
I think we just hit 9,000 or are just about
let's
to hit
let's
9,000.
get to 10 for sure.
Yeah.
Nice.
youtube.com/IGN Unlocked.
Let's beat those filthy Beyond dogs.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Ugh.
That's you.
That's her too.
So mean.
Let's plug ourselves. At DMC_Ryan on Twitter is me. This shirt and others are on a link. You can get your own on the link on my page. Destin.
Yeah, follow me on Twitter at Destin Legary, and I'm releasing a video called IGN Reacts to the Conjuring 2 VR trailer. It was really fun. I threw it together really quickly, and it actually turned out much better than I anticipated. So check that out. It was fun to edit and shoot and everything. So
Nice.
yeah.
Oh, by the way, yeah, big IGN first launching on Monday. Super stoked about this one.
Sweet.
This month was sort of a E3 countdown. We did a game a week. I guess kind of quietly. I should have made maybe a little more noise about it, but a lot of you saw the Final Fantasy 15 stuff.
Yeah.
We also did Last Guardian, which obviously not an Xbox game, but talk about a morbid curiosity.
Yep.
Like, what's been going on with that for 10 years? We got
Yeah.
to play it. So there's coverage for that. And then it was a Lego Star Wars Episode 7, just 8 minutes of
so
really
excited for
cool
that game.
footage.
I'm reviewing that actually at the
nice.
end of this month.
I was shocked at how incredibly good it looks.
It's so
Yeah.
pretty.
Like my memories of the Lego games are from 360 and like, oh, they look fine.
Oh,
you know,
man,
they're
they've improved
but
so much.
like it looks
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Like it
I
basically
reviewed Lego Marvel's Avengers at
Yeah.
the start of the year, and some of the environments, despite having Lego in them, like the snow in that looked like actual snow.
right.
Yeah.
And the lighting's insane, and
Lighting's
it's like
gorgeous.
it pretty much looks like the Lego movie in
Absolutely.
in video game
Yeah, they're
form.
super pretty.
So check all that stuff out.
I am at Charles Lanazard on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. And today I published my preview of Skylanders that's the last one. Skylanders Imaginators, which is the new Skylanders game, which keeps making me think of a cross between like Gauntlet / Diablo and Pokemon. I really like it. You can check that out. I'm also going to be flying to Australia for a convention on July 2nd. If you want to come see me there, it's called Haven. Come hang out.
I'm at McBiggity. That's
All
it.
right, good chat.
All right, thanks everybody. See you next time.
That's it. Hold on. There's one last cast member to
we
sign
should.
off. Come here.
Well, what about Maggie?
Come here.
What about Dog History Month? Is there a Dog History Month?
No? I think it's just inbreeding and...
Okay.
Note to self, I can't use that mic ever again.
You got anything to say,
say
Max?
something,
You're a quiet dog.
I
No.
like how she doesn't look uncomfortable. She just looks very interested. You're like, what is all of this?
Yeah, has her
Please
foot
explain.
up on the...
Also,
You'll-
can I eat it?
you'll want to watch the video episode this week.
There's a dog here.
No,
No.
doesn't know that one.
No.
She's very cute.
Walk
I assure
softly,
you.
carries a big stick.
All right. You don't like this. Let's get the hell
like,
out of
please
here.
put me-
Next week, E3 predictions episode, the one
Very
you've all been waiting
exciting.
for. That's it. Bye. See you next week.
Bye.